Darkest Dungeon, a gothic turn-based RPG set in a dark and oppressive atmosphere, capturing the essence of Lovecraftian horror. However, the game was released almost 10 years ago, and numerous other roguelike games are out there now. So is Darkest Dungeon still worth buying in today's market, or has it fallen off? That is what we're going to find out today. We're going to go over everything you need to know before you buy the game. So let's get started. Darkest Dungeon is centered around a core gameplay loop that involves recruiting heroes, managing stress levels, and sending your heroes on dangerous missions into procedurally generated dungeons. And the game caters to those who enjoy tactical combat, resource management, and a high level of difficulty that will reward careful planning and strategic thinking. A typical gameplay session might begin where you're assembling a party of 4 heroes, and you really want to try and get unique abilities and classes that caters to each other. You'll then equip your heroes with trinkets and provisions, and then embark on a dungeon expedition. And as you explore the dungeon, you will encounter various enemies and traps, and you will need to manage your hero's stress and health while you collect as much loot as possible. And the combat is turn-based, requiring a high level of strategic gameplay. You'll need to choose your hero's actions. This could be attacking, healing, or using special skills. And as you defeat enemies and obtain their loot, you will have to deal with the mechanic called the stress system. So while you're in the dungeon, your heroes will accumulate stress from various sources. This could be attacking enemies or environmental hazards. And if your heroes have a lot of stress, this will lead to negative afflictions, really affecting your hero's performance. And managing the stress is therefore very crucial, as you don't want to let it get out of hand. And in the early game, you will focus on building a stable of heroes, upgrading your base of operations, and learning the basic ropes and stress management. And then as you progress, you'll unlock new areas, each with their own unique enemies and challenges. And this is where the difficulty ramps up significantly, requiring a high level of careful planning and resource management. And the game is renowned for its punishing difficulty, which can be quite severe if you're a new player. The game does not hold your hand whatsoever. It offers minimal guidance beyond basic tutorials, but this steep learning curve is intentional. It is designed to really immerse you in the harsh, unforgiving world where every decision you make will matter. And the game definitely caters more to the hardcore player who enjoys challenging, strategic gameplay. But there are still multiple game modes in case you want to make it a bit harder or a bit easier on yourself. Now, one of the things I really enjoy is the hand-drawn art style. This graphic really sets the game apart from others. The visuals are dark and gritty, and with a heavy use of shadows that reinforces the game's grim tone. And the character design are also detailed and unique. Each hero and monster have their own personality and menace. And due to how good the art style is at matching the atmosphere of the game does not look aged at all, even almost a decade after release. And what really adds to the game overall is the sound and music. It is haunting and atmospheric. It uses deep, brooding melodies to really enhance the sense of dread and danger. And each dungeon actually has its own theme, which gives it quite a unique perspective to each environment. And overall, adds to the grim and oppressive atmosphere. And the game is renowned for its high difficulty and the strategic depth it offers. It does not hold your hand. It makes a demanding experience, even for seasoned players. This could be seen in the permadeath feature, the stress management system, and just the overall unpredictability. The progression system is also another standout feature. You start out with basic heroes and gradually unlock more powerful abilities, gear, and heroes through successful dungeon runs. So for me, it gets a 9 out of 10. If you're a fan of turn-based strategy and roguelike games, this game is fantastic and immensely satisfying. You have a great combination of high stakes, deep strategic elements, and an atmospheric presentation that makes it a real standout title. So who should buy the game? If you're a fan of challenging games, for sure. This game will test your strategy and your resilience, but also the turn-based combat. And you will need to balance offense, defense, and stress management, and offers a really complex and rewarding experience. And honestly, if you're a fan of roguelike games, including randomized dungeons and permadeath, and this combined with RPG progression and character management, this game is right up your alley. Now, who should be careful about buying it? Number 1, if you're a casual gamer. By this, I mean if you prefer more relaxed gaming, or if you're not a fan of high difficulty and permadeath mechanics. The game also has a big reliance on RNG, which is great for some, but it might deter you if you don't like it at all, as the unexpected results can be quite frustrating at times. But in conclusion, Darkest Dungeon delivers a deeply immersive, challenging, and rewarding experience. It is very unique in terms of mechanics and atmosphere, making it a standout title. And if you enjoy an intense and difficult roguelike RPG, this game is a must-have. Now, if you're still looking for more games to play, check out the video on the screen now, as that will contain a list of the best games to play on PC right now. So click that video and I'll see you over there.